Okay. Hello, welcome back to maybe the last video of this series of cupping and roasting emerald coffee. Thank you again. So this is the second batch roast of this coffee, and you gave me a little bit extra, but I don't have enough for a third, so hopefully I nail it this time. So the issue I think with the last roast was that the top notes and a lot of the notes in general were kind of just disappearing too quickly, and that's how you can know that something's wrong with the roast, not the coffee. And they're there, but they disappear quickly. And even when the coffee started to cool, it tasted like a pretty flatter raspberry brisk nest tea, if that makes sense. So I was like, I think I gotta stretch the middle phase out a little bit longer, cut it off sooner in the end, and do something a little similar to what I've been doing for some very light roasts to keep things juicy and good and all that good stuff. So I just ground this up. So we're gonna do a dry aroma, smell, and then when we wet it, then we'll do that. It smells very raw. A little vegetal, like roots, beet roots, beets. It smells like beets. And the lightest note, the most, I guess, tartest note that I'm smelling, and I got freaking coffee in my eye, dang it. Bread, like what is that bread with all the raisins in it and stuff? Panettone, kind of like a panettone. Amaretto. I think cherry is the most tartest note. You got cacao. Then I said panettone. Start timer for 4 minutes. We're back. We're gonna break the crust. Smells like a chocolate bread. Okay, we are at 7 minutes. Let's go ahead and taste. Okay, so my first sip, I was kind of like looking for something brighter because I thought it would be brighter since I finished it earlier. It's a lighter weight loss at 12.7%, but it was actually more mellow. So that was surprising. I'm tasting it at 7 minutes. I could wait a little longer, and as I do wait a little longer, it is getting brighter. But it's not a brightness or anything like I think what I'm maybe used to tasting with what I'm used to roasting. So this is more mellow. The fruit note is a dark cherry. It's not a light cherry. And there's even a bit of like clove or spice in there. And the overall feeling or vibe is just like a very, like not too sweet raisin bread. And it kind of correlated to what I smelled in the dry. Body is light. You still feel like you're drinking a cup of coffee though. Not as astringent or as dry as my first roast. And generally just very sweet and mellow and easy drinking with the lighter body. And you definitely would not want to add any like milk to this coffee at this point. Really mellow, but I'm surprised. I'm just thinking that I would have got something brighter because from what I did in the graph. And if I'm looking at my graph right now, I extended my middle by a good like 20 seconds, which typically can be significant. Normally could be significant. And then my end of the phase is a minute and 38 seconds. So we still kept it really short, under 20% of the whole roast. 400 charge. So otherwise looking like a really standard roast, pretty standard, just trying to make something lighter. And I think we got there. You know, I did what I could do as an operator, as a roaster. I think when I'm tasting, I'm just surprised that it's not brighter is all. So that's interesting. It's really mellow, it's super balanced, but it's nothing jumping out at you in the cup, if that makes any sense. So, I don't know, I think I'll drink both of these back and forth. They're both light roasts. One's a smidge different than the other, but definitely, interestingly enough, the first batch I think is brighter and a little bit more, maybe on the rawer side, or maybe not as developed in a certain way, and it gives it a really nice cup. You know, all of the flaws, mistakes, quote unquote, in the roast, you know, can give you preferenced cups. So I think I might prefer my first roast, you know. Interestingly enough, this is not a bad cup of coffee. I'm just saying that it was surprised me. I thought it was going to do this, but it doesn't do that. So, really fun. Thank you so much for the opportunity to roast this coffee. Fresh coffee, a washed coffee. Thank you again to Emerald Bean, not Emerald Coffee, Emerald Bean. And we will see you in the next one. See you later.